Mr. Amit Pratihari, the Director of Retail, Forevermark India, the Beers Group Company. A loud round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Amit Pratihari. Thank you, Amit. Over to you.
First of all, after listening Josefa's presentation, I can skip half of my presentation because we are almost in the similar line. Good afternoon, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. I love Dubai because this is my second home, I say, because I lived here for a couple of years. I had a great time of my life here, and somehow I'm fortunate to be connected to this market again. So in next 15 minutes, I will try to tell, not try, I will try to do better than that. In fact, I will try to guess what's the future hold for us. So everybody who is present in this room, I have two news, the good news and the bad news. The good news is that the retail innovation is radically changing the retail environment. And the bad news is that retail innovation is radically changing retail. So there is a change which is constantly happening around us. We're living in a world which is constantly changing. Unable to speak the same language at the same time will make the difference at whichever brand we deal with. The only agile retailer who are quick to adapt the change will only survive for in the future. Stores' prime focus would be to give customer experience. Tedious tasks like logistic, or you may say CRM, all those things would be driven by AI and machine learning. So in order to understand what's future hold for us, we need to understand two things in a very broad perspective. One is what is happening at a macro level in our environment we live in, and what is happening at a macro level. So at a macro level, it is very important to understand what society we are living in. Okay, look at in today's room, in this room, we have come across a different walk of life from different part of the world. We are sitting in this room, but we are trying to understand one common thing. So society is changing. That will drive the change in retail. Sustainability. So consumer will always buy and go for the brand which contributes back to the society, which looks after the society, contributes back to the environment. So sustainability is a big subject. Retail itself is in a dynamic change phase, in the phase of dynamic change. Look at what Amazon or Alibaba are doing in the market. They're completely coming and disrupting the whole market environment. So it is important to understand what other industry players are doing. Fashion is again driving a lot of change. The way we used to look, the type of jewelry we used to sell before, or the type of jewelry we are selling now, be it apparel or footwear, anything, the fashion is completely changing, and that's what driving change in retail. Technology is the cusp of every change now. That's where the change is majorly driven by. And the last thing is the team. No matter how many technology, no matter what app we develop, if we have to understand the consumer and deliver to the 5 senses, nobody can replace the good sales team on the floor. So it is important to understand this macro and a micro need of today's changing environment. So when you are living at the world wherein consumer is connected, the consumer is connected with their social platform. They understand, they get all the information at the fingertips. Brands need to elevate their service and give a better offering to the end consumer. So sustainability and social conscious brands only will survive in the future. That's what looking at future holds about. And there is a buzz in the industry. By 2020, today's retailer will not only cater to the millennials, but also to the Gen Z. And in fact, by 2020, Gen Z would be the largest consumer buyers in worldwide. And they will have all the information at the fingertip. And they will get the best price, best service, and most importantly, they will buy from the brand who are socially conscious. So today's world, it is not about getting bigger. It's about getting closer, because a lot of things would be addressed by technology. You don't need a bigger store to give experience to the customer. Idea is to get closer to the customer, how you can simplify and give better service to the customer. Dynamic planogram based on the local store. Why I say that? Because you may live in a different dynamics, because there is no more the bigger economies. There is a micro economy, there's a cluster economy which plays a bigger role. So if you look in Dubai itself, the way a retail store behaves in Sheikh Zayed Road to Dubai Mall to Karama is completely different. The cluster itself will define the whole dynamic of the store. So location-based service to the customer will also play a major role. Dynamic pricing, accurate demand forecasting, these all things will be playing a major role in the future. So let me give an example, what's happening with one of the major chain in US called Nordstrom. Recently, they have opened a new concept store called Nordstrom Local. Here they wanted to give a customer experience through a very small. Nordstrom basically has store which is around 500,000 square feet kind of store. But they have opened a smaller store, and with the help of technology, they are trying to give a better service.
Designed to emphasize our services and again give customers access to those services without having to force them to drive to the mall to do them. Again, we know that there's more and more demands on our customers' time, and so making it easy for them to access those services as well as our people, we hope will resonate well with our customers.
So another initiative, which Saks Fifth Avenue had done recently, they have tried to take the store to the consumer's living room, so with the help of technology. Why it is important to see all other brands, all other category, what they are doing and what they are the best practices and how they are dealing with the changing environment. It can impact as a retailer which deals with jewelry, how we can change our offering to the customer or what kind of experience we build in. It is very, very important to understand. So Saks Fifth Avenue, with the help of a virtual try-on.
Imagine having a printer that makes you custom clothes on demand.
Okay, so this
That's
is the
exactly
Ministry
what
of
this apparel
Supply. The
company
first
is
time
trying
they
to
are
do.
trying a
And we got
3D
to print the
printing
blazer in about 92 minutes here.
Ministry
machine
of
to
Supply
customize
debuted
your
the giant
apparel.
3D knitting machine
We have to
at
see
their
that how
flagship
this
store
kind of
on
technology will
Boston's
impact
trendy
to the whole
Newbury
jewelry
Street
industry.
in March. The performance dress clothes company was started in 2012 by 2 MIT engineering students.
We talk about kind of 3D printing it, and it sounds like it's more just a manufacturing innovation. But actually what makes it special is it's so much more. It affects design, make, and sell, right? All parts of how the business operates. But more specifically, the customer gets to be part of the creative process and choose what color patterns, what buttons they like, what kind of cuffs they want.
The machine is built by Japanese firm Shimaseki. While some clothing companies have used it in factories, this is the first time any retailer has brought it to the storefront.
It's got 4,000 needles, and each of those can be actuated, so you can create everything from changing the material composition in an area. You can create 3D shape and structure.
Right now, the machine is set up to make just one piece of clothing, a knitted blazer.
We want to start with this kind of elevated, beautiful piece that people often think of as somewhat uncomfortable. One of our customers described it as saying it felt like they put on a hug.
So I decided to make one myself.
All right, so I'm gonna pick my body color and my cuff color, and then buttons. I feel like I should go for this one. Okay.
And that's it, yeah.
Oh, that's it. That's so easy.
The machine starts up. It's loud. Moving back and forth, it pulls down the yarn from the spools above as the needles stitch the blazer. The floor shakes as it works. And not unlike the printer in your office, sometimes it jams. In this case, one of the threads of yarn had snapped. But after some quick under-the-hood maintenance, it was back online. About 90 minutes later, the new blazer emerged.
Given the knitting time of it, it's better for making things like blazers, but it doesn't make sense to make a t-shirt on the machine right now.
The blazer
So what I'm trying to show is here that imagine there used to be a time wherein you used to have customized tailoring for your clothes. Then it moved to ready-made. Now it's 3D printing. Like within half an hour to 3 hours, you will have your customized outfit. Can we do something in our jewelry segment also? I'm sure a lot of R&D is already happening, a lot of work happening at a manufacturing end. But we need to look into that, how we can bring these kind of elements to our retail forefront. So, Internet of Things, retail tech, these are the things which we are talking. But this is for real. The physical store and the digital store are getting integrated. In my office, I generally tell them it's no more physical, no more digital, it's more of digital. You need to have a combination of both things, wherein you can give real-time experience to customer. And use of technology is to magnify the experience. Then the ease of shopping, that's what the important is. How we can use machine learning and artificial intelligence to tell a story better, more a personalized approach. That's where the future is all about. Recently, eBay has done a pop-up store. The technology is evolving. They have, did a pop-up store which is emotion-powered. Based on emotion, what gift, what purchase consumer can buy product. They were able to predict with the use of technology here. So this is another video which I will skip with respect to time. Here I want to show basically what as Forevermark and De Beers, what initiative we have taken to drive this innovation change in our category of business. As not many, if I don't know anybody in this room would know about Forevermark in detail, but Forevermark is the diamond brand from De Beers group of company. In fact, when it was launched in 2008, this was the first brand which used to give a complete pipeline integrity to the end consumer. So from mine till the finger, it was a completely integrated, and the customer can register their diamond and can know from where the diamond has come. And Forevermark not only ensure the end consumer that they are buying the world's most beautiful, rare, and responsibly sourced diamond, but it also authenticates they are buying a natural diamond. It's the whole pipeline integrity what Forevermark brings into the end consumer. So we do not stop ourselves with just being a diamond brand, thinking about diamond. We go beyond and do a lot of research and R&D that how can we build up a wonderful experience to our end consumer. With that pursuit, we have worked on technology called Tracer. This is an DBS Group initiative wherein we are using artificial learning and machine learning to give a complete pipeline integrity to the end consumer. We have already started piloting in markets like US, wherein we are piloting and tying up with the retailer that how we can help them with this blockchain technology and bring more of traceability and transparency to the end consumer. Sustainability is a big subject for DBS. We have been doing a lot. Just for record, like every hectare you mine, by legal compliance, you need to keep 2-hectare reserve for natural reserve. But DBS keeps around 5-hectare reserves. So we contribute back to the society and make sure that the ecosystem around the mining and the mining community is being taken care. In a recent initiative, which we have been done in South Africa, so South Africa has a typical new problem. Their population of elephant was higher, and it was disturbing the whole ecosystem. And there was another country called Mozambique, which is around 2,000 kilometers away from South Africa, wherein the population of elephant completely decreased. And that was creating an imbalance in the whole ecosystem in the wildlife. So we moved around 200 elephant, and I never knew that elephant live in a family. If you take out one elephant from the family, the other members they die. In fact, or the individual may die. So it was a complete 2-year process. I'll just show you a small video to make you understand what initiative is all about. So when we look at the other category of business, different industries, different segment of business, we try to see what the other category, other businesses are doing, and based on that, in our category, we understand storytelling, Internet of Things, social media integration, booking appointment, many things with robotic assistant. These are the few things which will drive our retail business in terms when we talk about jewelry business. So keeping all this in mind, we have done a pilot of 2 stores. One we call Libertine. This is a store which is in Shanghai. We doing this pilot in Shanghai for last 1 year. We're trying to understand how Millennial and Gen Z are behaving to this store. So here we have used technology, be it is heat mapping, facial recognition, virtual try-on, smart displays, smart trays. These are the technology which we are using so that the smarter inventory, the better CRM we can deliver to the end consumer. So this is the store. I'll just go back. So again, just in terms of when we're talking about RFID tray, this is a smart tray which we have introduced. Basically what happens most of the time when the customer comes to the store, they pick up certain, so for example, they like a few rings, or they want to buy a particular product like a ring. So they pick up 4 or 5 product and put it on this smart tray. And they buy one. So if they pick 5, they buy one. And we know with our sales report and basic report, we know which is the best-selling style. But what this smart tray does is to allow us to understand the data, that which are the best-selling designs or the best picked-up designs, so that we can continue in developing those SKUs and keep those SKUs on the floor. Heat mapping. So when you have a typical store of around 1,000 square feet or 2,000 square feet or some stores which are bigger, heat mapping helps us understanding where is the focal point the customer is looking at, which collection they're looking at, where the eyeballs are going. So those collection will be given more prominence, and sales staff would be able to sell those kind of product much better. This is the next generation Forevermark Classic store, which we are launching in the month of December in Beijing and in US. This is a more serious environment, more, I would say it is more a classic kind of environment to give service to the regular customer. Here we are using technology to amplify experience. Again, as I said, a lot of innovation and storytelling is happening. We are using digital table, discovery walls to tell our story of diamond much better. We are using a QR code to tell about the collections, facial recognition, all that what we have seen in what other categories of business are doing. Those have been experimented. We have done a lot of studies and piloting in Beijing, the store which is opening next month. So with this, I would like to end up my presentation saying people don't buy goods and services. They buy relationships, stories, and magic. And that's what we have to create at our floor. Thank you very much. And with due respect, I'm here for 2 more days. I will engage some gentlemen here in person and tell you more about it. Thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Samit and Soma for this wonderful platform which they have created. And I'm quite certain this platform in the long run will benefit to the complete industry. Different minds coming from different platform, coming and speaking in the common platform will definitely help this industry to find a common problem, to find common solutions, and I wish all the best to Retail Journal. Thank you.